Welcome to Seeing Scarlet. It's Shelby here with Tyler, and most importantly, Krista Gerlich, the head coach of the women's basketball team here at Texas Tech. A long time coming, getting you on this show. We're glad it finally worked out timing-wise. But how's it going? I know y'all are in the heat of practice, so we're going to get into all of that.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. I'm big fans of you guys. Appreciate all the coverage of not just, obviously, Lady Raider basketball, but of all the women's sports for sure. So would love that you guys use your platform for us. And I'm honored to be on. But, yeah, we are, like, fast and furious. Feels like we're in the middle of a season because we are working out super hard and a lot of new girls. But it's been a lot of fun. The kids have had great attitudes, and now we're about a week away from taking off to Germany.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're going to get into what all of it is, but if y'all aren't aware, they're going to play in the, I don't know if it's FISU, is that how you pronounce it? FISU acronym, World University Games in Germany. We're going to talk about all of that in a minute, but y'all stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll get to see some stuff coming out from that. But yeah. Before we get into all that, we always like to start it out with athletes, anybody we get on the show, with a simple question about who is Krista Gerlich off the court? Because we kind of know you a little bit as a basketball coach and a player. But what are you doing when you're not around basketball?
Yeah, well, that's very limited time, first of all. Very small window when that's not happening. But obviously, I love being a mom. And, even though my kids are older now, I still actually was just texting Bryn to say, hey, I'm about to be gone for 17 days. Am I going to, can we have dinner tonight? Something like I'm going to miss you. So, yeah, I love being a mom. My son is actually a student here at Tech, and he's on our practice squad. So that's super fun that he's been around more the last year. So that's been great. But, just whatever I can do with them. I'm also a dog mom. So it's funny how much I miss those dogs when I'm gone. They have always been very emotionally supportive for me. So that's been fun as well. And then I can't, go without saying that obviously my husband and I do a lot of things together. And in between our really busy schedules, he's the athletic director for Friendship ISD. So he's got a lot of things on his plate. But when we can sneak away, we actually snuck away over the 4th to Vegas for a couple of days and got to enjoy a little time there. And, if we can, my parents live here. So I'm just a big family person. I mean, that's really who I am off the court. It's all about family and try to spend as much family time. But I love to shop. Don't have a lot of time to do that, which my pocketbook appreciates. That I can keep that in check. We love to go to the lake. We don't necessarily have. We used to have a boat years ago, but we don't have a place or anything like that. But we've got friends. So if we can ever get away and do something like that, that's fantastic. But yeah, just friends, family. Just trying to get as much quality time in as possible when I'm away from basketball.
I love all of that for sure.
Yeah. So you talk about how much family is super important to you. And obviously, some of that time gets taken away because you obviously love basketball. So we want to know, why do you love basketball enough to dedicate your entire life to it? Because you've been playing since you were a kid and now you went into coaching for so many years. So what really brought you to love the game enough to make a career out of it?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my dad was my coach growing up. He was my high school coach. And so literally, I think I attended my first game when I was like 2 weeks old. So been in a lot of gyms for a lot of time. So really, it's the only thing I know, right? I mean, I've been around it my entire life. Growing up in West Texas, where girls basketball is super important and very popular. Always had a ball in my hands, went to camp in the summer all the time. Um, really, I love it so much and decided to dedicate my life to it after I got out of college because of the experiences that I had through basketball. Obviously, the experience that I had as a player here at Texas Tech, but even back in high school, we moved around quite a bit because my dad was a coach. And so we popped around to some different places. All pretty much in the West Texas Panhandle area. So I have so many friends, but so many connections to basketball. We won a state championship at Sudan when I was there. And then we ended up moving back to Spearman my junior year, which is where my mom and dad are actually originally from. And so I graduated from Spearman, and basketball was super important there and very popular. And then ended up back at Tech. So just the experiences that basketball has made me who I am. Just the lessons that I've learned, the teamwork, the sacrifices, the the adversity. I would consider myself a really tough person, mentally and physically, and I think it's all from just growing up, in different scenarios that basketball has given me.
Yeah, you can see that for sure. Just
Yeah.
from outside looking in, you can see that from what you do and what you coach. And when it comes to this team and kind of passing along those lessons to your team, we saw a video they put out the other day, and it was like outwork everybody or something. But in the video, in the background, it scrolled across the wall like defend the culture. I think is what it said. What is the culture from your standpoint for this program, or what do you want it to be with this group to grow that into?
Yeah, I mean, it's what Lady Raider basketball has been, right? I mean, like it's always been a source of inspiration, in my opinion, for this community and for this region. I feel like the Lady Raider brand has always been about being a role model and just being the best version of yourself, and also being really courageous and brave, and knowing that you can conquer the world no matter what you want to do. For for us, it's playing basketball, right? And we want to show young women, and young girls, that they need to believe in their dreams and 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 accomplish whatever it is that they love and are passionate about. And I think that that's how we want to play on the court. Is we want to be fierce, we want to be aggressive, we want to be competitive, and we want to be winners. And it's taken a while to be able to build that culture back up. I think whenever I got the job back in 2020, it was in a tough situation, and it's taken a while to get it back to where we want it to be. And we're still not there, but I think our culture is so much better. We have a lot of people that come and watch our practices. We have a lot of older people that come and watch that are inspired by us, and I just think we have a great responsibility to continue to represent Texas Tech, but also to continue to inspire, just not only the youth, but just the people in this area um, to work really hard, to be really passionate about what they believe in. And our three words are passion, purpose, and pride. So we want to be really passionate and play with a lot of passion, because I think it's important that people know what their passion is, know what their why is, and then really live through it. I think it's important to be purposeful in everything that you do. And I want our kids to understand that. And then obviously the pride thing is like, we want to be proud of what we're putting out on the floor. We want to be proud of how we represent. And we want others to be proud of us as well. So I feel like that's what our culture is. And we're continuing to grow it.
For sure. For sure. Speaking of having pride in the team and, a culture where, it's a winning culture and everybody's out there supporting this team, what excites you most about this upcoming season and these players?
Yeah, I think first of all, we have 9 seniors,
It's
and
crazy. It's
it is
wild.
crazy. It's a lot of seniors, right? But that's what happens when you kind of get in the transfer portal a little bit. Is that you do want to stay older. I mean, I've learned that through the past couple of years of just the transfer portal world. Is that if you don't stay older, you're going to play against older. And so you've got to stay that way. Well, it just so happens for us, we were able to recruit kids that maybe just had 1 year left. We do have 6 returners, and 4 of those kids are upperclassmen that are going to be seniors. And so we already had 4, and then you add in the ones that we signed, and they all happen to have 1 year. So there's a lot of urgency. I think there's a lot of urgency from them. They're very mature. I love that piece about them. They've been very, very mature. Our There is a little bit of a lack of, um, what's the word I want to look for? Because it's not enthusiasm, energy. We have all of that, but we have a maturity about us that is all work, and we're businesslike, and so we're not goofy and kind of silly and loud, and like we're not that. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, because I love that they're so focused. But I'm excited just about how determined they are, because they all want to have a great senior year, and they all want to help this program take that next step and get in the NCAA tournament and get back in the NCAA tournament. So I'm excited about just their determination and how unified they already are. Like it's been really fun. Their chemistry's been really, really good.
Oh, I love all of that. Let's
Yeah.
please. I love it. Let's let people get to know the players a little bit more because there are a lot of new players.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is just name off a player and like the first thing comes to
Okay.
mind. It can be brief. It can be whatever you want to say. It doesn't have to be like a one word thing. But
Okay.
it's your show. We're just here to ask the questions. So we're
It's
just
not
gonna
my
go.
show,
It
but it's
is.
yours.
Well, yeah. Today it is. We're just gonna run through the roster in order that they're listed. So new
Great.
player on the team, one of those seniors, Snudda Collins.
Yeah. Passionate. She's passionate, loves the game, really athletic and an elite player. She's mad at herself right now because she's been out for a year. She hasn't played for a year. So it's taking her body some time to get back in shape. She's in pretty good shape, but her body hurts.
Playing shape is
Yes.
different than shape. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
she's not out of shape, but her body hurts, and so I
I
think
bet.
she's frustrated because she's not quite where she wants to be yet. But that we knew that. But the other day in practice, she got some spring going, and I really hadn't seen her bounce like that. And so I was like, "Snudda, your bounce," and she goes, "I'm getting my legs back, coach. I'm getting my legs back." So she's going to be a very exciting player to watch. Both sides of the ball too. She's an elite defender.
We love to hear that. Yeah, I think I remember someone said something about her like being able to disrupt, dictate, and defend the game and the ball, and we just love to hear that about her.
Very much. Yes. She gets her hands on lots of basketballs and disrupts the offense. Yeah.
We love that. Our next player that we have, a returner, Jalynn Bristow.
Yep. I'm super excited for Jalynn. I think that last year was hard for her because it was pretty inconsistent. She had some really good nights, and then she had some really tough nights, and lack of playing time on certain days. I think she's grown a lot. She's been very determined to get on the floor more, and I think that we've seen that on the defensive side. Because that's truly why she wasn't on the floor as much as she got picked on a little bit defensively, and she knows that, and so she's really put forth the effort to improve defensively and just become more of aware, more aggressive. But she can score the ball, and it's been fun to watch her develop her confidence to score the basketball. She's really looking to attack more. She's looking for her three ball more, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching her. In fact, we just got through with a little scrimmage, and she scored it multiple times. So it was fun to watch her rack up some points.
Let's go. Miss Loyal to the soil. We love it.
Yes, love her. Yeah, love her.
Next on the list is another newcomer. I know you have to be excited to have someone that is a true point guard. List herself that way, and Gemma Nunez.
Yes, Gemma is exciting. Like she's an exciting player. And the more we've watched her, sometimes we don't really know how good she is until we watch it back on film. And then we're like, did she just throw that flood bounce pass with her left hand?
It's
And
crazy. That's what we saw when we were watching stuff from Campbell.
There's also a couple of times early in the year or in the summer that she would attack the basket and she threw a behind the back pass between her legs.
What?
Like
Gemma, stop
Drew
it.
and I were like, did that
Was
just
that on
happen?
purpose?
Like, did we just see that? She is a pass first point guard. There's no doubt. She can really see the floor. She's a great change of pace. She loves to make her teammates better. What I love the most about is she was invited to play for Spain in 3-on-3. So not I know y'all are going to get into this later, but like our international kids can't play with us in the World University Games because they have to be American. They can practice with us, they can travel with us, but they can't play with us. So that stinks.
Yeah,
absolutely stinks. But all the little rules of international kids, when international players transfer, the first class they take on your campus has to be in person. So for her to go to Spain this summer, she wasn't going to be able to enroll in class early. And she wanted to be here, and we needed her to be here for practice. And so she called me up herself and said, Coach, I appreciate the fact that you would allow me to go play for Spain, but this is my last year. I know that I'm the point guard. Like I need to know your system really well, and I need to practice. So I want to be here this summer. So she basically forfeited a summer to go play for her national team so that she could be the best version of herself for us for this year. So already love that sacrifice
Sold.
and that selflessness
Wow.
that she's showing.
Sold. I love that. Just a quick follow up on that. You're talking about all these behind the back passes and crazy passes she makes. Has that been an adjustment at all for her teammates now, having to
Well,
be ready for those, or
she sets them up really well.
it's
Like
just perfect on
there was no doubt whenever it happened, we were like, oh, I mean, it's not
right
like,
call?
yeah, it's not super crazy where it catches you off guard. Like it's a 2-on-1 situation or whatever. And she doesn't do it a ton, but the times it's very discreet. So when she did, that's why we were like,
Yeah.
did she just do that?
It's
Yeah.
just like when it's needed. She's not doing it for the flash, but she
Right.
can
Oh,
be
absolutely not.
flashy.
Yeah, she's not about the show. In fact, she's pretty quiet, but she tries to be as vocal as she can as the point guard. But yeah, if anything, she does not want attention on her.
Well, if she's making plays like that, I'm sorry, Gemma, but we're going to be spamming the internet with all your highlights.
Yes, you are.
So you're going to have the
highlights.
attention.
You're gonna have some highlights. Yeah.
Super exciting. Yes, super exciting to hear that about Gemma. We knew that she was the top 10 in the country in assists, and we
Yeah.
know she'll keep that spot this year, maybe even top it. We're super excited for her to go at this new level. Our next player that we have is another newcomer, also from a different country, from Czech Republic, Julie Nikolna.
Yes, Julie is probably our hardest worker, and we have a lot of hard workers.
Yeah.
But that kid runs the floor hard every possession. She's going to get some buckets in transition because she runs with all her might every possession, and so I love that. Love that she's a lefty. She's very good with her footwork. So she's a little undersized when she gets in the paint, but she knows that, so she doesn't try to shoot over you or anything. Like she'll go up and under. She can shoot it over the top of you, and the fact that she is left-handed throws people off because she can really drive it left. So just a great kid, wants to do things right. Works, like I said, extremely hard, and really, really pays attention to details. If we do a drill, a new drill, and we talk to her about it, she might be doing something wrong or whatever, and there might even be a little bit of a translation piece of it there. She talks great English, but just terminology, things like that. The next time we do the drill, she's doing it exactly right. Like you just don't have to repeat yourself. Like she gets it. So I love that about her very much.
Yeah, and does she have 2 years or 3 years left with the whole JUCO added year?
She has 2.
Okay.
So she has 2 because right now the way that rule reads is that if you were vacating your last year of eligibility, then you could get a year back. They haven't passed it back. They haven't passed it yet where they're not going to count JUCO.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just the Pavia rule right now.
Yes, the Pavia rule.
Yeah.
Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring, but yeah. Another returner on the list, Denae Fritz.
Yes. Yeah, so I was thinking about Denae the whole time that we were talking about Gemma, because what I have seen what's happened with Denae is because we have a point guard, a pass first point guard, Denae's getting so many more shots up. And Denae Fritz needs to shoot the ball.
Yes.
She's shooting the mess out of the 3 ball right now, but she's also being much more aggressive to the basket, much more confident in her mid range, in her passing. She's just playing super hard. She's obviously a great defender, and she's taking that to heart and wants to be our best defensive player. But she is being a great leader. Being a senior, she's being a returning senior, somebody that's been in our program that understands what we want and how we want it. And she's holding all of our kids to a standard that we're very, very proud of.
Love that. Yeah. She's probably feeling a little bit more comfortable maybe being
for
here.
Sure.
It's hard to
much more confident for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
next we have
trash, still does all the things.
All the things
we love about her.
All the things we love. Yeah.
Yes.
Can't
We're excited for the Cyclones to come here this year, so
need
that'll
Gemma
be a
to
fun
speak
game.
her some Spanish. She can start talking trash in Spanish to the other teams. Won't get in trouble that way.
Yeah.
Our next player that we have is a returner. She graduated high school early to be with the team, Bird Martin.
Callista. Yeah. So we are expecting some really big things from Bird. What a story she's going to have to tell by the end of her career here at Texas Tech. And the thing that I love the most about Bird, and we need to probably bookmark this because I hope it stays true, but she, from the get-go, she and her parents both have been like, she's going to be a Lady Raider for 4 years. Like, it's not an option, for her to transfer and things like that. And so, not that you talk about those things, but I just love that she has she's put that out there. She's said
Yeah.
that, and I think that's important. That's good for loyalty. That's good for our recruiting, for people to know who they're going to play with. But she's such a great kid. But she came to us at age 16.
It's crazy.
She was 16 in January when she got on campus, and that later that month she turned 17. But even 17, like, that's really
I
young.
can't imagine being.
Yeah. So a lot of maturity, that she needed to go through, and she's still going through that, and aren't we all? But she's making some huge strides. I'll tell you, Adrian Walters, our new associate head coach, he's been golden for her. I mean, he holds her accountable, obviously, and all of our coaches do, but like, he just has a really special relationship with her, and keeps her on top of it, and is really pushing her too, because that's the thing. Like, Bird's the youngest on our roster, again,
Yeah.
And she just needs a lot of attention, and so I love that she's getting that, and like I said, not just from Coach Adrian, but from all of us, but her teammates really love her too, and really hold her to high expectations. But she's going to be special. She's got all the tools. I mean, a 6'2" point guard, she's got all the tools. We've got to get her caught up to the speed of the game. The speed of the game is still, it moves a little fast for her at times, but she's getting better, a lot better.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. That's the downside of the World University Games is the international players can't play, but it's going to force people like Bird maybe to play and get some more run.
Absolutely. And we have said that from day one. We said Germany was going to be so big for her.
Excited to maybe watch them if they allow us to. We'll find
Yes.
out.
There should be a link.
There is? Okay,
Oh,
good.
let's go.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Next on the list is Adlee Blacklock.
Yep. Really excited for Adlee to have a big senior year. We were so happy that she came back home, and that she's on our roster. Obviously, she's a local favorite, which is fantastic. And it's been fun to watch Adlee's confidence grow. I thought she really had a good practice today, as to be specific, but also this summer, you can just see her confidence growing and her understanding her role. And I think she was concerned with the way that we defended, and how important defense was for us, that she might not fit our style, and not because she can't play, but because she's not quite as athletic as some of the other guards that we had in the defensive piece of it. But she's really understanding our philosophy and like some of our angles, and where she can be really successful on the defensive side of it. And it's just giving her great confidence offensively because of it. So I'm excited for her to have a big season. And I think Germany's going to be really big for her too, to be able to get to play and get those minutes logged.
Yeah. Definitely a shooter, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Adlee cracks me up. I swear her eyes are closed sometimes when she's
Yeah.
shooting. Like, not even looking. I'm like, how do you make that?
Next, we have another return or a newcomer. Sorry, transfer. Sidney Love.
Yeah. Sydney is quickly becoming one of my favorites. And I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but meaning that we're throwing a lot at her. And because Gemma isn't playing, and because Bailey is injured and is not going to play, Bird is a point guard as well. But like, we got to have another one, right? And so Sydney's, and we recruited her to be a combo guard for us. We knew that she could play the point guard for us some if we needed her to, but now we're asking her to do it, full throttle. And
Yeah.
it is forcing that kid to be a leader, and it's forcing her to get in her bag, because she's not, it's forcing her to learn our offenses so much quicker. And just even just this training camp that we've had right now, she's gotten so much better than the first 3 weeks that we've been practicing. I think she allowed herself to to not be so analytical. She's not being paralyzed by analyzing so much and just playing. And but also I think we've simplified some things for her, so she's becoming more comfortable being that leader for us on the floor. But she's special. She's special because she can really defend. But she's really finding ways to be an offensive threat for us as well. And I don't know if you guys have seen that, her brother played at Baylor and then I think just recently transferred to Georgetown, maybe. I might be wrong on Georgetown. I feel like that's right. But anyway, she comes from a family of basketball
Athletes.
players. Yeah. So I love that she's so committed and driven and smart and mature, really mature, because she has allowed us to coach her hard this summer, and that's been a really good thing.
Love that. And she comes from a program that just kind of turned things around, so we
Absolutely.
love that about her.
Well, and to be honest, I have so much respect for Karen Aston, and I told Sidney that. I said the fact that you've in her recruiting process, I said the fact that you've started for 3 years under Karen Aston is a huge plus for me. So I think that says a lot about her.
Yeah, love that. Next on the list, another returner, Sara Sanogo.
Yes, so Sara and her sister Mimi have been gone this summer because they were asked to play for their home country, and it's not France, but it's the Ivory Coast.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we allowed that to happen because they weren't going to be able to play for us anyway. I hate that they're missing all the practice that we're having as a team, but I love that they're playing. And they're getting to play together. And I just can't deprive a kid from wanting to play for their home country. I mean, this is an opportunity for our own kids right now that's been fantastic. So so she's been gone, but she had a great off season in the spring. She stayed here through May pretty much by herself and got to know the new coaches, worked on her game herself. I really love how she's developed and the confidence that she's had. And it's been super sweet to see the smile on her face because she's going to get to play with her sister.
Yeah, I love that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're excited for the block parties at the USA.
Absolutely.
So many of them.
Absolutely.
Next is her sister, newcomer Mimi Sanogo.
Yeah. So Mimi is actually a year older than Sara, but they're the same eligibility wise because they both have 1 year left. We got to meet Mimi on Sarah's official visit before she came, because she came with her as her, as her confidant and as her support system. And we just love Mimi. She's got a great personality. She is more outgoing, if you will, than Sara, and is a really good leader. Works extremely hard. She's undersized for a 4 player, so she's a little bit smaller than Sara, but she can probably play on the perimeter a little bit too. So, and she told me, I asked her how's it going in France or Ivory Coast or whatever, and she said, well, they're making me play on the perimeter quite a bit. She goes, so I'm going to come back with some guard skills. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fantastic. We need you to have some guard skills. So I'm excited about just her work ethic. And to be honest, I love the fact that we're going to have sisters on the court that not only compete against each other whenever we're in practice, but they're also going to be so supportive of one another. I think that's going to be important.
It's built in there. They can't help but do that.
That's right. That's right.
Another one that will be doing a lot of supporting in Germany because Bailey Maupin is injured, unfortunately, but don't freak out. Sounds like she's going to be all right soon enough. But what do you have on Bailey Maupin?
Yeah, so I'm so proud of Bailey, but also I just feel so, I don't know, the fact that she's going to be the first 4-year Lady Raider since 2016, since Brittany Brewer.
Wow.
And so it's not just my tenure. It's a lot of coaches' tenures, right? And that just doesn't happen very much anymore. There's just not just at Texas Tech, anywhere. And I just think it speaks volumes to her for staying, especially in this NIL world, because we all know that she could have, easily taken some offers and gone somewhere else. But she truly, truly, truly loves being a Red Raider and has a lot of loyalty and a lot of ties. Her twin brothers are coming to school at Texas Tech this year as freshmen.
Fun.
Wow.
That's going to be super fun. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to live together. I thought they were, but I don't know how I haven't asked lately how that's going down. But I think that's going to be really cool. Bailey has a ton of NIL opportunities here as well, and I think and I'm super grateful to Lubbock for securing those for her. So that has wants
Yeah.
to stay. I mean, for another reason to stay, because let's just face it, that's where we are in this world. But I just love that she is so experienced. So she knows this program like the back of her hand. She believes in it. She loves the players that we've brought in. She's very proud of the players that have stayed and returned. And she's just going to give us such great leadership this year. Since her sophomore year, I've been on her about leading, and I've probably been on her as hard as I used to be on my own kid. And she's accepted it. She's grown from it. We have a great relationship. And she really is excited about this season. She also is probably the first Lady Raider you'd have to go back and look, that has played in 3 back-to-back winning seasons. She has not played in a losing season at Texas Tech. And I know that, the Big 12 hasn't been as great where we want to be in that piece of it, but there hasn't been very many winning seasons in the Lady Raider basketball, in the past 15 to 18 years. And so for her to she's leading that charge, right? She's done something that Lady Raiders haven't done in a long time, and she's been a part of 3 back-to-back winning seasons. So we certainly want that to be the case her senior year, and we want it to
Gonna
be,
happen.
in the NCAA tournament as well.
It's gonna
So
happen.
yeah, super excited. And she's probably about to be released.
Okay.
But we don't want to chance that in Germany. And she hasn't been practicing with us, but it's been great for her to be on the sideline and be a leader. And she's asked a lot of questions. She's coached for us. She's going to be a great asset on our bench in Germany.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna have to lock her to the bench in Germany if you know anything about Bailey Maupin. But
for sure.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Next on the list, a newcomer that I'm super excited for just from watching years of A&M women's basketball, but Jada Malone. What do you have to say about her?
Yeah. So Jada is obviously going to give us an inside presence. She got here, and we did run into a little bit of some issues with her knees. And so we've addressed those, and she's been building back up. So just in the past week, has she been able to really get on the court with us and start really learning what we're doing and getting back to herself. But she's going to make a huge difference. We need an inside presence. Everyone knows that. She and Sara will be able to tag team, and we're going to get different looks from that, right? Because Jada's going to be more of an offensive threat probably than Sara is. But Sara obviously can block shots and things like that. But Jada can also defend. Like she moves pretty well on her feet. And so we're excited about what she brings to us. We are going to have to manage her health because she's just got a lot of wear and tear on her knees. And but she's bouncing back really well, and we're excited about Germany. And she's probably going to play limited amount of time in Germany, but it's still going to help her get back to where she needs to be for the fall.
Makes sense. Good. We like that.
Yeah.
Gotta be smart about it.
She's got really soft hands. She's got a really nice shot, good touch on the ball. And so it's going to be nice to see her. She's going to be able to score in a variety of ways.
Love to hear it. Well, that's the team on the roster. There's a few additions, maybe we'll get into in a bit, that are coming with y'all to Germany, but that's the team. So y'all learned a little bit about them, hopefully. You talked some through it as you're going through those, but obviously some new additions. Kind of what was y'all's vision and goal when you're putting together this group of players?
Yeah, well, there was no doubt that point guard and a big were our priority. That was definitely our priority. And so after that, we wanted to secure that immediately, and we did that with Gemma very early, and we did it with Jada very early in the process because we knew those two were definite needs. After that, we really went after kids that could defend and kids that could score the ball. We wanted to be able to get bigger and in the 4 spot. We needed some depth there in the 4 and the 5, and then we needed a couple of guards that could continue to help us defend, because we did lose some good defenders on the perimeter,
Yeah.
and we're going to have to. We won. That's one of the things I was most proud of our last year, was our defense was finally coming around to where it was definitely, our whatever you want to call it, our
It
identity.
was
And
for sure.
so we want to continue to build on that. And I think that this team is going to be able to do that as well. But yeah, I think we just wanted to, I did want to keep the roster a little smaller if I could. It's really, really hard to keep 15 kids happy and,
Yeah.
keep your chemistry good, all those things. And I'm not saying that we still won't fill those spots, as we still are looking and recruiting, but I do like the chemistry that we have, and I like that our kids are figuring out their roles very quickly, and what is that going to look like? So, yeah, I'm excited about the makeup of the team. I don't feel like we have any glaring holes. I do think some kids are going to have to play more minutes than they have played in the past, just because of the roster depth. But I like that too.
Yeah.
I think usually if you've got 7 or 8 that can go, that's a really good number. The way we want to play, we need to stretch it to 10 if we can. And I think we've got 12. I think we've got 12 that can definitely battle for some playing time.
Love that. Just a random thing that we noticed when you're adding all these people is all these guards like block shots like at an abnormal rate for guards. Was that on purpose or did it just happen?
Well, it's the athleticism,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think we try to get long athleticism on the perimeter, because we like to run and jump, we like to disrupt, we
Yeah.
like to get deflections. So, and to be honest, I want our girls to be menaces on the court. Like I love, like, that's why I love Denae Fritz so much. Like,
For sure.
because she's not afraid, she doesn't back down. And to be honest, when we're playing against our practice guys, I mean, like, our guys, I don't know if they love to play against her or hate to play against her, because of what she competes like a guy. Like, she'll go and block
Yeah.
your shot. She'll talk a little, a little crap. She'll do this, she'll do that. And we've got more of that. Snudda is one of those. She's going to do that. Obviously Bailey does that. And so I
Yeah.
just love that they've got some length about them, some opportunity to just compete, at a high level.
I love it. Yeah, because we like Sydney and Gemma aren't the tallest players, but then you look at their block numbers and you're like, that just says a lot about them, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
love
That
that.
they're not afraid to get in there and get with the mess a little bit.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So now we're going to go more into about these upcoming games at the FISU Germany games. So first, just kind of like a general, how does it feel for Lady Raider basketball to represent the United States and lead Team USA at these World University Games?
I mean, what an honor, right? I mean, I'm so humbled. And I've had to keep it under wraps for a while. Like, this has been over a year in the making.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I started trying to sell it, to our administration over a year ago. And I've just been so excited about the opportunity for our kids. Number one, just to represent your country, is something that every kid dreams of. Everybody watches the Olympics,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I wish I could be that. Well, but 12 people get to do that. 12 people every 4 years, and so it's hard for others to get to enjoy doing something like that. So when this came about, and then also for Texas Tech, I think the exposure that we're going to give the double T and our brand in Germany is going to be incredible. Not only are they going to see red, white, and blue in the and USA, but they're going to hear about the Red Raiders, and they're going to understand about Texas Tech. And so I think that is just an incredible opportunity. We've talked a lot to our kids about the responsibility that we have, to not only represent Texas Tech, but the U.S. and all of those that haven't been able to go and represent us before. So the last time they have the World University Games every 2 years, and
Mm.
last time there was not a representative from USA, and the time before that it was COVID. So it's been a while since since USA has been represented. I'm sorry, on that point of it. So we're really thrilled to be that team. And I think our kids are just starting to understand. I don't think they'll really get it until we do the opening ceremony and we get to walk in with
Yeah,
the United States
it'll hit
flag. And
them.
gives you chills, doesn't it?
Yeah. Are they actually wearing the jerseys or some form of the jerseys, or
Oh,
do y'all even know yet?
no, girl, we are wearing USA.
Let's
We are
go.
we are Team USA. In fact, we should be doing they did the jersey roster.
Yeah.
I don't guess they did the actual jersey reveal. But we have red, white, and navy uniforms. We have a red uniform, a white uniform, and a navy. It says USA,
Love
but
this.
on our shorts it has a double T with the United States
Ah,
flag on it.
that's cool.
So the
Wow.
logo's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope
But
they get to keep those.
yeah, well, we'll have to figure that out. We'll have to figure
Yeah.
what that looks like. But we're going to do
I'd be
something with them for sure.
accidentally forgetting to take it out of my bag. I'd
Yeah.
probably get
Yeah.
y'all in trouble if I was doing this. When you go in about this, there's like a balance to it. Like you want to win. Everybody on the team wants to win. I know you want to win really bad, but what is that balance like of trying to win, but making sure you're developing the team as well, getting the players
Yeah.
playing time?
Well, it's the extra practice time, right? So
Yeah.
in the summer, we usually get 8 weeks and 8 hours a week. And 4 of those hours is basketball, 4 is strength and conditioning. So if you do the math, let's see, 8 weeks is that like 64, so less than 64 hours. You get 32 hours.
Yeah.
You technically get 32 hours with your kids in the summer on a normal summer, right? With a basketball in their hands. Well, because we're Team USA, we technically have unlimited practice time.
Oh.
And so
Oh.
we waited until May 30th to start practicing. But then we also had to go through some things with the Big 12. Baylor men are representing Team USA on the men's side.
Yeah.
So the Big 12, it's basically up to the conference of how they want to regulate our practice time. And everybody decided to do it as if we were in season. So basically we're down to 20 hours down, but we're down to 20 hours a week. That's a lot of time,
Yeah.
especially in the summer. And I know one of the big, I don't know, concerns, I guess, maybe with our administration or whoever was just like, our kids getting burned out or, what does that look like? And I'm like, well, first of all, we're not going to run them in the ground, because we do realize that
Second of all,
it's
Team
summertime.
USA.
Right. But yes, but it's Team USA. Like this is a great opportunity and we need to be able to represent and it's a great advantage to be able for our team to practice together this much because it's building chemistry already. And even though when we watch film and stuff right now, our staff is like, holy crap, we got to get better at this and this and this. But we're so much farther ahead than anybody else is because
Yeah.
we're getting to practice so much. So it's huge. I mean, I think it's huge for us. And I think we're trying to keep it simple. I think we definitely are trying to instill our defensive philosophy to make sure that we're defending the way we want to defend, and we're going to defend against a lot of different offenses that we're not used to seeing. So I think that's going to be really valuable for us. But then offensively, we're trying to just keep it simple so that they can learn to just play together. And so even it's going to be faster paced because it's a 24-second shot clock and it's a 14-second reset. And that's been fantastic for us because I want us to play faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Has there been any other adjustments to other rules like that?
I mean, 8-second backcourt is in our favor when we
I was say, are
press.
y'all gonna? I was say, y'all still gonna press? They're
Yeah,
not
for
gonna like
sure
y'all
we
very much.
will. I mean, we'll have to kind of pick and choose because we play so many days back to back, and then our roster is smaller. I mean, we're suiting up 10, and so
Yeah.
that's the thing. So we're gonna have to manage that. But yeah, we definitely want to implement that so that we can use it. I would say the timeouts are going to be very difficult for me because you can only have them after a made basket or a dead ball, I believe. And you have to do it after a made basket, you have to report it to the table before that made basket. So it's not like it's a made basket and you can call timeout to set your defense. Like you had to already have said, hey, I need a timeout after this
See the
made
future.
if we make this basket or the next dead ball.
Interesting.
When you have a turnover in the back court, the other team gets the ball in the back court, but they do get a shorter shot clock. So let's say that we are pressing and Germany throws the ball out of bounds in the back court. We get the ball in our front court, but we only get a 14-second shot clock. So it
Okay.
almost, I'm like, it's penalizing the offense,
Yeah.
like I don't understand that, but it's because they don't think that it's to make the pace of the game faster,
Yeah.
because they're like, well, you don't need 10 seconds to get the ball across half court. You're already here. So
Fair, I guess. But it
we've
also
got to have,
penalizes a team like you that likes to play defense, but it's fine. Anyway.
right.
Yeah.
We've got to, but we've got to get into our actions a lot quicker. So I love that
It's
because it's
good. Yeah.
making us do sideline out of bounds. We've got to be more right, attacking the basket
For sure.
quickly and getting into our actions quicker. I've really enjoyed it. I think we've all enjoyed it.
I love
Just the pace that you play at. Trying to think the other thing we just did today. This was super funny, but we were doing some game like situations, um and we got a rebound under a minute, and at the end of the game, and we called timeout in live play off the
that.
rebound. So we go to the timeouts and we do our thing. We come out of the timeout because we're going to advance. And my new coach, Coach Boone, Renee Boone, she's coaching our practice squad, and she's like, "Why did y'all get to call that timeout? Because it was a live
Oh no.
ball, thing or whatever." And we were like, "Oh." And
Good
we
point.
looked at Gemma. We go to Gemma for all the rules interpretations.
Oh
I
right.
mean, we
Yeah.
have the book, but like on the spot, we're like,
Yeah.
"Gemma, can we call that timeout right there to advance?" And she's like, "No." And Gemma's currently playing on the other team because we want to play with the kids that are going to play with us, right? So
Yeah.
she's been guarding us. So she was like, "No, you cannot call that timeout." And so we had already called the timeout. We already set the play up. And Coach Adrian, he goes, "Well, we're in the U.S. right now. So
This is American soil. We're playing by our rules.
so we're advancing." But it is something that we had to think about, right? Like, you
Yeah.
can't call a timeout there. Like, okay, so you guys better be ready to advance the ball yourself. And it
Yeah.
can't save you from a press, really.
Yeah.
If it's a made basket, you can. But if it's a rebound off of a free throw, you got to be able to get the ball
Gotta go.
across half court.
Do
So
they
yeah.
have the goaltending rules and all that over there? I don't know if can anyone take advantage of that? Like Jalynn jumping up there and just swatting one off
I
the
don't
rim. Who can get
think
up that high?
Jalynn could.
If Sarah was
Deanna Costin I can, but
oh, that's right.
but
Yeah.
I don't know about the necessarily
Oh,
goaltending. They do have goaltending,
yeah.
but I don't know that we're going to have anybody to
I've
do
always
that.
thought that was a funny rule over there.
Yeah,
Do the point guards get assists on free throws? Would that make our
I don't know.
I know that's a
I don't
FIBA
know
rule.
that
I don't
stat
know.
rule. Yeah.
It's a FIBA stat rule. If they make a free throw after you pass it to them, you still get the assist.
Well, I think you should anyway, because
Yes, I've made this argument for a while. That should be an
yeah,
NCAA American rule
I've always thought that. Yeah,
because it's very annoying for point guard.
absolutely.
But anyway,
And then
that's
you
all
get
I got.
pissed off. And then you get pissed off as the passer, right? If they miss
Yes,
the free throw,
Right.
you
you miss
do
the free
all
throw,
the
like,
work, and then like
you
okay,
just
whatever.
you just cost me an assist because you
Yeah,
missed a free throw.
yeah. Either way, I guess it goes.
Yeah.
So we talked about, Bailey will obviously be out with an injury for this event. Are there any players in particular, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but any players in particular you're expecting to step up or hoping to see take that leadership charge?
Yeah, I think Denae Fritz for sure.
Hmm.
I think she has. I think she is definitely she's being so vocal. I just love it. Like, she's definitely being the enforcer, if you will, as far as the defensive piece goes. Like, if you're not where you're supposed to be and whatnot, and there's a
Let them
dead
know.
ball, like, she's gonna let you know it. But also she's doing a really good job looking for her shot and just being more aggressive. Um, she really has done a good job. I think Sidney Love obviously would do as well. I think the two of them have really stepped up. I think Adlee's is doing some really good things and is learning how to play through some things. So yeah, I mean, I think we've got a lot of kids that they have to, right? I mean, you got to kind of find the silver lining of, like, I really hate that Bailey can't play in this, because
Yeah,
I think we could really be good too. I mean, really good if she was out there. But I think it's also made other kids step up instead of her just doing it.
for
And
sure.
so I think we're going to benefit from that, in the regular season.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. And it sounds like we get to watch, so it'll be good to watch it all
Yeah.
come together. Just real quick on your staff, there's a lot of new faces around. Can you
Yeah.
kind of run through what each of them bring to you day-to-day basis?
Absolutely. I'm very excited about them. That we had a lot of transition in the off season. Very difficult, very difficult time, but at the same time, I think it's been really productive and really beneficial. Adrian Walters is our associate head coach. Incredible man, incredible teacher of the game, incredible recruiter. so fortunate that he and I just hit it off. I did not know him before I called him. Um, we had mutual friends that I had kind of talked about what I was looking for, and they pointed me his direction. Our first phone call, I think we were on a phone call for 3 hours, and we just couldn't believe that that much time had passed. He's a great teacher of the game, so love that he's bringing to us defensively. He when we talked about defense, we all, our philosophies aligned. But of course, you know, he has some tweaks here and there that I really like, and some tweaks here and there that he really likes of mine. So that has been a really great union. Love how he commands attention on the floor when he speaks. He's very quiet, very reserved as far as watching the game. But then when he speaks up to coach, you can hear a pin drop, and I love that. Very demanding, and holds people accountable. And I've just really enjoyed having him, and his wisdom, his experience out on the court. Obviously, Eric Deroux was promoted to an associate coach, which is really exciting. He's really been the rock for us in all of this transition, and has recruited his tail off. He's currently in
Yeah,
Europe
he's living
recruiting.
in Europe right now.
Yes, he is. That has last year we talked about this time. We talked about our international recruiting and how we felt like with the direction NIL was going, rev share, all those things, that we were going to have to tap in to some other avenue to try to
For
find
sure.
recruits. I mean, as well as obviously the kids in our backyard and here, but we just felt like the international piece was a part that we could have a force with. I mean, obviously, look at our track team, right? Look at our tennis team. I mean,
Mhm.
they've had, even our golf teams, they've had success with international kids. So we threw him to the wolves last year. It was very much a learning curve for him, and he just submerged himself in it. And now he's living the dream,
Loving it.
if you will. I mean, he's
Yeah.
doing some really great things and making a lot of contacts for us, and we're in the hunt with a lot of really good players. So I'm excited for him and what he's doing for us recruiting wise. And then he's coaching the point guards for us. We've missed him this month,
Yeah.
because he's been gone, but he'll join us in Germany,
Uh,
and love his mind and love what he's doing. Work ethic is second to none. Um, then we have Jada Williams, who I met when I was the coach at UTA and we were in the Sun Belt together. She was the head coach at Coastal Carolina for 9 years, had lots of battles, loved her teams. They rebounded like crazy and really played great defense, really got after people. And so we have a very much a mutual respect of foes. We've been foes before. But then I loved the fact that she had been at Ole Miss in the SEC. You know, she had been at, oh gosh, I believe Wake Forest. She had been at Wake Forest for a year or two. And then obviously she was the head coach at A&M International this last year. But we kind of ran into each other. We started talking about some different things. Love her energy. Love her just dedication to the sport. She leaves no stone unturned recruiting wise. And then she comes in with a great deal of energy, and she's helping Adrian some with the defense, but also is coaching our bigs for us. So she'll be coaching Jada and Sara, for sure, and that's been a really good thing. And then Katera Chappell, came from Auburn. Love that she played for Vic Schaefer, you know, at Mississippi State. So she knows what it's all about, and
For
knows
sure.
how to play hard nosed basketball. Knows what to expect. She went to Texas with him on his staff for a year, and then left with Johnny Harris and went to Auburn for a couple of years. And so love that she's been in the SEC. She coaches the four players. She and Jalynn have really hit it off well, and she's love that Jalynn's getting to experience just Katera's knowledge and experience from playing for Vic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Uh, and then her recruiting, she's a recruiting coordinator. She's exceptional when it comes to the grassroots. Like she is knows every young kid available. She's on the phone constantly. She develops fantastic relationships. She's very relatable. Um, she has my calendar full of phone calls, and I love that. Love that. So love what she's bringing to the table, and our kids really like her as well on the court. Like she gets after them, and can get in there and still show them a thing or two too. So I love
Yeah.
that. And then Renee Boone is our most recent addition. She's our 5th assistant. She's going to do some recruiting operations for us, kind of the social media aspect of it, some mental health things. I don't want to say a catch-all, but she's going to do a lot of on-campus recruiting for us. And then she has a really high basketball IQ. She was a head coach at Angelo State for a couple of years, and her team was really, really good. She's bounced around, become a mom. Most recently, her husband is the new South Plains men's coach, which I think is awesome. I love Cinco Boone. He's big time. And so I think she just gives us a really great foundation in that spot because she's able to do skill development with our kids. She's able to coach our practice squad, which takes that to another level. She's able to do a lot of things recruiting wise when it comes to on-campus recruiting and mail outs and social media and just all kinds of things. And then we're really pride ourselves in what we call our growth guide, and that's just our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health, obviously, and our just she does a great job of balancing that for us and making sure that our kids are being developed in every aspect of their lives, not just basketball. And then Ashley Villarreal, who's our new director of operations, came from Georgia Tech. She is a local girl. I've known her. I've got a great picture of her and I when she used to come to camp at Tech, and I was an assistant coach here. Known her since she was in the 3rd grade. She's big time. She worked for Nell Fortner at Georgia Tech for 6 years, and obviously knows a lot of. Was on Candy Whitaker's staff as a GA and a student assistant. So I love that piece of it too. She knows a lot of people in Lubbock. Graduated from Coronata. So love having her home and in that role. She's been fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of new energy and all that, it sounds like, from what I've heard.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
We have one more question based on what you were talking about there, and then we're going to get into some fun, like rapid fire. Some of them are listener questions integrated, but you mentioned the NIL and changing to some like more international recruiting. That seems like it's been insane, and it's happened all so fast. NIL, transfer portal becoming more prevalent. How have you had to make changes other than kind of international recruiting as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's like changes in recruiting, period, right? I mean, we still recruit grassroots really, really hard, and we're always going to because we want that to be the foundation of our program is bringing in freshmen, and we hope that they stay here for 4 years and become Red Raiders for life. That's our goal. But we do have to get into the portal some to stay old, like we said, to get some game-changing players, and sometimes you have to fill holes that you weren't expecting. And so that's certainly one of the things. But the whole NIL, rev share, international, all that stuff, like it has rapidly changed, and I've had to pivot because it certainly is out of my comfort zone in some of the realms. But you're going to get left behind if you don't. So we've definitely adjusted. It's been difficult, but Jared Boyd is our general manager, if you will, now, and he's done a great job of learning. As far as that piece of it goes, as the financial piece goes, and how we want to manipulate that. And then the international piece, of course, Daru has taken that by the horns. So I don't think that it's necessarily changed things, but it definitely has changed the way we do things. But it's definitely we've had to alter some things, and how can we go about still being relational, because it's super important to me in recruiting for us to be relational, because I think to get kids to perform and to play hard for you, and you have to have a great relationship with them, and it can't just be a transaction.
Yeah, it's all become very businesslike, but you have to find a way to.
Exactly.
We talked a lot about that with the softball team and their coaching staff, how that's been like such an adjustment. So I can imagine.
Yeah, it has.
Well, we'll jump into these rapid fire. So some of them we just kind of mixed stuff in, and some people submitted some. So this was a good place to get them all in here. So we call it rapid fire, but again, it's your show, so you answer however you want to. But one came in.
I'm not under a time limit.
Well, we don't have a time limit, but I'm sure you got things to do. So if you need to go, you just say,
I'm good.
I'm out.
But I just meant like, is it like it's
not? No, we don't. We're terrible at rapid fire.
Okay.
We're like, we always joke that this segment is the least rapid fire of all time, but we don't know what else to call it. So that's what it's labeled. What's one coaching lesson you wish you could go back and tell yourself when you started this whole thing?
Oh, wow. That is not a rapid fire question.
No, it's not. Yeah, this one was submitted by someone, so I tried to fit it in
Yeah.
where we could.
You know, oh gosh, I have so many, to be honest. I have so many.
That's fair.
I will say that what I've learned, what the lesson that I've learned over the years is I have become more of a player's coach. Whereas like, because I'm older, guys, so like back in the day, it was my way or the highway, and you kind of had one size fits all. And so even like the rule book, right? I mean, like you kind of learn to like
Yes.
backpedal a little bit and say, kids are going to be coached differently because they're different. They're going to respond differently. So you can't coach everybody the same. Now, you can have the same standards. I'm not saying that you're going to allow somebody to do one thing and not allow somebody to do another. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But the way you do it, right? So we do personality tests with them. We dive deep into that so that we can learn, how do they best learn? Do they need a pause after a setback? So they turn the ball over, then they come down and they foul, and then they miss a shot, and I got to take them out. They're mad too. They're upset too. So, like, do they need instant feedback? Or do they need 30 seconds
Yeah.
to get
They
out
be
of their
mad
own
at
heads
themselves
so
first.
they can hear me and not be just go out one ear out the other. So I think learning how to become more of learning about our kids' learning styles, if you will. I think that has been really important for me, and has evolved. My coaching has evolved because of that.
Great answer. I love this.
Our next rapid fire question is, what was your favorite moment from the 1993 Natty team, but it cannot be the national championship game?
It's super easy. It's when we beat Texas at Texas for the first time in school
I called
history.
it. I just typed in there. I said $5. She says beating Texas. That's what I put.
100%. Yeah, that was, I know this is rapid fire, but let me just extend
It's
this for a
not. We need to
second.
change the name of it. So just go
That
on.
that 93 season, well, in my career, we did something different every year. So this is why I'm such a big believer in that you can build it and that it can happen, somewhat quickly.
Yeah.
Even though it's taking us a while to get where we want to go, currently. But my freshman year, we made the NCAA tournament, and I believe it was the first time it was the NCAA tournament. My sophomore year, we beat Texas for the first time in school history, period, just for the program. My junior year, we won the Southwest Conference and advanced to the Sweet 16. And then my senior year, we won the national championship. So every year we did something different. But that's my senior year, we got beat at home by Texas, our only home loss that year. But then when we went to Texas, we wore our black uniforms. Coach Sharp ordered black. We'd never worn black before. We had white uniforms and red uniforms, and she ordered us black uniforms, and we debuted them at Texas and beat them for the first time in Austin. And I remember the Austin American-Statesman's headline was Texas Tech blacks out. Blacks out
Oh.
UT.
I do like that.
And so those and we never lost in our black uniforms. Did y'all know that?
I did not
So
know that.
we
Tyler would have
won.
known that. I promise you. He
We
keeps
won
track
in
of stuff
that
like that.
game, and then when we got into the tournament, we so the two losses that we had away that year were before we got our black uniforms.
Oh.
So, and then when we got in the tournament, after we won the first home game, which was the first round or something, the second round, then we were the underdogs the rest of the way through the tournament. And we wore our black uniforms I think almost every game, and we won so especially in the Final Four, we won them we played in them back to back, and we never lost in them.
Fun facts.
Yeah.
And that's like before blackout uniforms were a thing. So y'all are
Correct.
trendsetters.
Yes.
Y'all
Yeah.
trendsetters.
Y'all got a super funny story about that. Coach Sharp bought us black shoes for the first time, and that was not popular that was just becoming popular.
Okay.
We still wore our white long socks, pushing them down to our ankles, not no show. Long socks pushed down to our ankles with our black shoes on. But we didn't have the uniforms in. We didn't know we were getting black uniforms. So we wore
surprised.
red uniforms at Stanford to opening Stanford, and we got beat in them.
Mm-mm.
And
Throw 'em away.
I looked terrible because my white legs, white socks, and then black shoes. I looked so slow. I was slower, right? Then we got beat at Utah, random game in our in our black shoes. And Coach Sharps, we told her they were the shoes. We are like, it's the
It's the
shoes, it's the
shoes.
shoes. And she
Clearly.
wouldn't tell us that she had bought us black uniforms. So she said, get rid of the shoes. So we all got rid of the shoes, and then here come the black uniforms. And it made sense then, right? Okay, black shoes with black uniforms, we could make that work. Maybe not white socks, but we
Yeah.
could make that work. But we never wore them because we'd gotten rid of our black shoes because we'd already lost twice in them.
Wow.
These are the
Hilarious.
things
It's just dumb
the
little
things.
superstitious
No,
things,
everybody
right?
has. Everybody
So
has.
great.
I would have done. Just burn them all. That's how I feel about
Yeah.
gray uniforms. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I hear you.
We
don't have any. Women's
yeah.
basketball has none.
You're like the only sport. Y'all and maybe softball. Don't
Yeah.
have 'em. Team no gray. Who on the team this year is going to be hyping everybody up, like pre-game speeches or during the game, whatever?
I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, that's what you're still looking for. They're all very business-like, right?
That's what I meant. Yeah, because I'm like, we
Okay.
don't really have that hype woman, but we're going to find one.
I'm gonna
I
figure it
will
out
say that Denae can hype them up,
by
but
how she
she's
plays.
not.
Yeah,
Yes, by how she plays, but she's not a hype girl. Like, there's not going to be dancing.
like raw. That's not coming from Denae.
Right.
Yeah.
No. So I'm waiting to see who that's going to be.
Gotcha. Interesting. We're gonna figure it
Yeah,
out. I feel
it will
like
be
does Adlee
interesting.
not have that in her? Like she seems personable.
You know,
like wants to.
she's extremely passionate. She's extremely like, but it's odd because Adley, that's a game thing. Like when she's in the game, yeah, that passion comes out, and I'm like, whoa, where did I see that? You know, it's almost, and then she does do it in practice as well. But like I would say she's probably going to be that person, but she's not a like.
She
When
can't
I think
fake
of
it.
hype, I
Yeah.
think of people that are in the middle of the huddle dancing and all
Yeah.
that. That's not gonna be Adley.
I don't hate a team that doesn't. I mean, if they're
I
just all
know.
gamers, I mean, get
I
hyped up
know.
by how your teammates playing. I'm
Exactly.
with that. I'm here.
I'm
here
with
for
that too.
Yeah. Has to be natural. So you don't want someone to force it.
That's right. You know, right now it's going to be Coach Jada Williams. She
That's
is
true.
a
It
hype
come
girl.
from a
Oh,
coach.
yes.
That's all you need.
She's a hype girl
Yeah. There you go.
for sure.
Yes, we love seeing her and Katara's TikToks that they've been making. It's super funny.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Katara is all about the TikTok, but
We love
Jada is
this.
the hype girl.
We love it.
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Next we have, what is your favorite coaching moment?
So many choices.
I do have a lot, yeah. But at Texas Tech, I would say beating Texas at Texas, our second year, yeah, when they were number 9 in the nation. That was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
I like that answer. Who is the most competitive player on the team? You can pick more than one if you have to, but
yeah, I definitely would say Denae. I would think Denae right now.
Yeah,
I think Gemma is going to be one of those. Obviously, I think Adlee, you know, because of course the hype piece. That's who I would go with right now. Denae, I think.
It's a good answer, I think.
Yeah.
If your players, current and or former, had to describe you in one word, what would it be?
Ooh. You know, I think most of them would say passionate, because we talk about that so much, and I think I talk about my passion for Lady Raider basketball so much that when other people, I've asked that and we've been in a setting, that's usually what comes out is passionate, and I'm good with that.
That's a great word to be described
Yeah.
as. I'm here for that. If they ever mic'd you up in a game, what would we hear? What are you saying a lot, I guess, if you have any. If you don't want to share that.
I know, right? I'm probably saying midline or get a stop. You know, something defensively.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, that's probably what I would say. Is it something probably defensively is just about, you know, getting down in a stance or, you know, D'ing up, you know, being tough. I know I say that a lot, you know, be tough. But yeah, I think they realize that like I'm an encourager. You know, I'm going to get after them when we need to get after them. But like, you know, when they do something great, I'm the first one to, I mean, I chest bump
You
Denae
did.
last year, you know, and
What was going through your head? You just like morph back to
you
playing
know what?
days? It just happened.
It kind of just happened, but I was so excited to see her. She had hit back-to-back threes, I think, and I was so excited to see her be confident and passionate. Like we just needed that
Yeah.
game-changing whatever, and she and I relate like that. So I just was like, yeah,
Let's
I mean, if I
go.
can't play, let me figure it out how to get out there with them.
That's funny. Yeah, that was a great moment for sure.
Yeah.
I wish there was a good video of it, but it's like kind of not exist, but it does
Yeah.
exist
Yeah. It's
on the
kind of from
dark
the
web.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What player on this team surprised you the most once you got them on campus?
Oh, on this team, I would say right now, it's probably Julie,
Mm.
because just watching her in JUCO ball and stuff like that, I obviously thought she was a great player. That's why we recruited her. But like, I've really enjoyed how hard she plays and that she's really tough. She's really tough. Being undersized, she gets elbowed a little bit here and there, whatever. But she's always right in the fight, and she's just so coachable. I think I'm a little surprised at how good she is at being coached. Like not just being coachable, but like she
Takes it.
corrects it and
Mm.
wants to be better.
Quick learner.
Yeah.
I like that. One last one. Good day or bad day? What are your non-negotiables, both life, basketball wise, whatever?
I think you have a choice when you wake up every morning of what your attitude is going to be like and what mood you're in. And I know there's days that we don't feel good and whatnot, but I mean, I just think that every day you need to be grateful, and I think that you should attack the day in a good mood. Like I think you have a choice. I don't I get there are bad days,
Yeah.
I've had them for sure. But the day didn't start out that way, right? And I think it's all in how you approach it. So
Mhm.
I say to my staff all the time, like, I don't want to be around people that when you walk by them, you always have to be the first to say hello. Like when you see somebody, like speak to them,
Yeah.
smile at them, whatever. Like it's a good day. It's a good day, and we're all very blessed to be alive. So I just think that good day or bad day, you get a choice, and it should always be a good day. It should always start to be a good day.
It's a good day to have a good day.
That's right. It beats the alternative.
It's true. Who wants to have a bad day if you have
That's
any
right.
control of it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your answering all those. This was great. We knew it was going to be
Yeah,
great. A lot
that
of
was
good
fun.
insight. Just to close it out, is there anything you want to say to Red Raider, Lady Raider Nation going
Yeah,
into
I mean, I think I'm just I'm just really glad for this team. I'm really excited for this opportunity. I think that they have a great opportunity in front of them, but a great responsibility too. And I think it's a door that is open and that they are running through it. Like they have been working their tails off this summer. And I need Lady Raider Nation to know and not just Lady Raider Nation, but the United States of America. I
Oh,
need
they're
them
about to
to
know.
know, yes, that they have been working their tails off. And I don't think they're taking this lightly. They're not taking it as, um, gosh, we've had to practice all summer. Like,
That's
I
good.
think they've really enjoyed getting this experience. And so I want everyone to know how hard they've been working, how much they believe in what we're doing, and then also how proud they are to be Red Raiders. This group of kids is proud to be Lady Raiders, and they're just not taking that for granted. And so I'm really excited about that, and I hope everybody will watch us. There should be a link. They're trying to get it on ESPN Plus. I'm not sure they're going to get that done, but
Okay.
there should be a link. We'll put it out on Twitter, all those things. Follow us on social media because Casey, our SID, is going with us, and she will put things out daily, in game, as much as she can. She's going to be a little bit limited on help and just
Yeah.
being able, whatever that technology looks like as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to try to give you a lot of exposure, a lot of insight to it because we're just thrilled that these kids are getting this opportunity and that Texas Tech is getting this opportunity as well.
I mean, if their video exists, we'll do recaps like it's the season. You don't
Love it.
best
Love
believe
it.
we'll be on here live watching the games if it's 4 a.m.
Well,
or
it's going to
something.
be
But
crazy too, right? So there's 18 other countries.
whew,
There's a ton of other sports that are going on as
Yeah.
well. There's an there's an athletes village that they
Oh,
stay
so it's
in.
like a mini
Um,
Olympics for sure.
yeah, it is. It's going to be so cool to be able to go and see other sports. If we can do that, we're going to try to do that.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to try to see Baylor play if they can. We hope they try to see us play. They've been great to work with. So we've been calling each other to make sure we're all in line because we're both Team USA. So it's been a good experience for sure.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I hope that the players are excited. It sounds like they're excited
They
for it.
are.
Like, you
They
give up
are
their summers and all that, I get that, but it seems like a team full of people that love basketball for
That's
one,
right.
and now you get to
Yeah,
do it in another country, so why not
for sure.
have fun doing that? But we were joking about it. They did that media availability. Speaking of Denae Fritz, and they asked her like what her favorite or what she was looking forward to seeing, and I was like, she gave the most Denae Fritz answer ever. She was like, oh, honestly, I hadn't really thought about it, just been in the gym playing
Yeah.
basketball. And I was like, that's why we love Denae Fritz. But
Yeah,
it feels
they
like the
have
whole
no
team's kind
idea.
of like that. But I'm sure
Yeah.
y'all are gets them some
Yes,
fun to
we
get up to
we
over
will
there.
get them some exposure to. I told them today that this definitely is not like a foreign tour where you go over and play 3 games and
Yeah,
it's not that. It's
it's
definitely like we
real.
were playing 3 back-to-back-to-back pool play games. We have a day off, then the tournament starts. So or bracket play starts. So yeah, we're it's going to be business. It's definitely going to be business. But we have 2 days, one at the front, one at the back, that we're going to make sure that they get to experience Germany and try to educate them some as well because it's a fascinating country.
It is.
We're really excited about seeing it. Coach Sharp was filling me in. She's been there before. She says it's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited about being able to share that and just get educated ourselves.
For sure. I've been to Munich, but that's it. But it was beautiful there.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. Where are y'all actually playing?
Dusseldorf.
Wow.
I don't know where that is, but
I know,
what a
Dusseldorf.
name.
So there you go.
I'm about to learn. All right, we're about to learn all about it. We could sit here and talk so much more. But again,
Yes,
I'm
we
sure you got
could.
packing to do or other things to do.
I
So, but
do have packing to
yeah,
do.
I got to pack for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or however
Yeah.
long y'all are there. But yeah, no, we really appreciate it. Hopefully, we can get you back on another time. But this was great.
Would love that. Well, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, you guys call anytime. We love that y'all give us so much exposure. And thank you so much for covering us and having our back and hyping us up and
Yeah,
all those things. We'll
you
continue
got
to
it.
represent.
For sure, for sure. We'll be here doing that, no doubt. We end every interview with a solid recum. So just
Love it. Wreck
wreck
'em.
'em.
For sure.